guys, it's Kaylee. Happy fall. Thank God it's not like 90 degrees out anymore because literally 2 weeks ago it was 90 degrees and I couldn't be happier. Today we're going to be talking about something really interesting that pertains definitely to the college side of my channel. The first time that I ever partied in college. I touched upon partying a long time ago, like my freshman year, and to be honest, I look back on that now and I kind of giggle because I didn't know how to party back then, and those are kind of like the dark days of my partying career here at Plymouth. Plymouth is a party school. I knew this before I came here, and I actually came here not planning to party. I had never drank alcohol. I had never been around people really drinking alcohol other than adults. I'd never seen underage people drinking alcohol. I'd never been to any big house parties. I'd never done any of that. I was super duper, well, I don't want to say lame. I was just really sheltered in that aspect. I liked to hang out with friends in high school, but we didn't drink. And so when I came to college, I immediately was like, I really don't want to drink. I'm afraid to drink. I don't know what's gonna happen. I have alcoholism in my family, and so I've always been told that I need to be careful drinking and I need to make sure that I'm not overdoing it. So I think that that was part of the fear, which sucks. I don't condone underage drinking. This is not what this video is about, but I did want to tell you about the first experience I had partying in college, which involved me being underage. I was 18 years old at the time. This book just that was creepy. I was 18 years old. I had a roommate at the time that I knew. I've talked about her, I believe, in previous videos. And she was on a sports team that I won't name, but she was a freshman on that sports team. And so she was subject to a lot of kind of, I don't want to say hazing, but a lot of peer pressure from her teammates to drink a lot. She didn't go out at all really like I did. Neither of us really went out at all within the first month or so of school, but once October, right around this time, hit my freshman year, my roommate started to go out to her captain's house pretty much every weekend. There was one night that she texted me and said, hey, you know, they're having something tonight if you want to come. This was super last minute. I remember it was pouring rain that day, or it had been all day. I wasn't really ready to go anywhere, and so I threw on some clothes. I didn't know what to wear. I was wearing, I believe, a ruffly top and some jeans and some flip-flops, and I didn't know what to do with my hair, so it was in a bun, but not like a bun like this. It was in like a low bun, and I looked super, just too prim and proper really to go to a party, but I didn't know any better, and so I left with one of these guys that I was hanging out with at the time, and I said, will you come with me because I don't want to go by myself? And he was like, sure, and so we left. I remember going to my roommate's captain's house, and it was really intimidating because there was a bunch of girls there that were like seniors and juniors in college, and at that time that, you know, they seemed really old to me and they just seemed so much more experienced in what we were doing. And first of all, they didn't want us there. My roommate had neglected to tell them that she had invited us to go with them. And so when we showed up at the house, we immediately got these really dirty looks, and my roommate had to explain to her captain who we were, and needless to say, it was not a good situation. It got worse when the captain realized that we didn't have any of our own alcohol. At this point in time, I didn't understand how people were getting alcohol. I didn't know that you had to kind of have people buy it for you, and you had to have connections. And that's really bad to say. I mean, it is bad to have older people buy you alcohol, but when you're 18, that is what the majority of the people here did. So I didn't know this. I didn't really have any connections to older people yet. I knew only freshmen. And so we had nothing. The captain was kind of rolling her eyes at us. She was super unimpressed. And she went over to the freezer and she opened it and she took out half crushed water bottle with maybe this much clear liquid at the bottom, and then she went into the fridge and pulled out a Gatorade. She kind of handed it to me and my roommate and was like, here, you guys can share this. So at that moment, I had my very first taste of vodka, and I was really surprised. I didn't know what was in the bottle. I was really this naive. This is true story, guys. Cannot make this up. Did not know what it was, tried it, and instantly kind of just put two and two together and was like, this is vodka because it tastes like rubbing alcohol. It was like the most disgusting vodka I remember, and being just a freshman, I just accepted it and was like, this is how all alcohol tastes, except that's not true. I've learned now that I'm 21, you can make it taste good. Yeah. We were chasing it with this Gatorade, and we were just drinking it straight out of the bottle, which ugh. And I remember we left shortly afterward. I was kind of just sipping on it. I didn't really want to drink it. I didn't even plan on drinking that night. We went down the street. We went to this house that had a bunch of guys on the front porch. You could hear the music. It was pretty loud, and I instantly was really nervous because I had this fear of the party getting busted. I was just convinced that we were gonna get arrested that night. I was just so nervous. I'd never been anywhere really off campus. This was the first time I'd even been off of the campus. So sad. So we got into this house, we were up on the porch, and the guys were all looking at me really creepily like I was meat. And so we walked in and they were asking us if we were freshmen, and so it got really awkward, and my roommate and I kind of sat down on this couch and we realized that we were at a toga party. This would forever screw up my entire idea of what a college party was for the rest of the time at Plymouth my freshman year. My first party was a toga party, which we don't even have big frats here, so that is just not common, and that just happened to be the first party that I showed up to, and that is what I was picturing in my mind. I automatically had very unrealistic expectations for the rest of the year. It was a big party. There was probably 150 people in this house, and there was not a lot of space at all. And so then we got told that we had to go down to the basement because they were trying to make room upstairs for more people. When you go down to a basement in one of these houses, especially an old New England style home, it's scary. There was granite walls that were just dripping in moisture because of how hot it was in this basement. And it was pitch black with a bunch of black lights, and there was guys in togas everywhere dancing with girls. They were spraying beer over the crowd, and there was like just a lot going on at once. I was so overwhelmed. I was just freaking out, and I barely even was drinking anything. My roommate, I think, drank more than I did. And it was so uncomfortable, and I didn't want to stay there. I just didn't want to. I didn't like it, and we did end up leaving. The party did get busted later on in the night. I didn't end up going out to party again until it was like the end of the semester. It was like late November was when I started partying again, and that was when it kind of picked up. Like I knew more people, and I knew like more people to go out with, so I felt safer. But at the time, you know, just in a small group with a bunch of upperclassmen at this house, just not feeling welcome is just terrifying. Now I look back on it as a senior, and I kind of look at the freshmen at parties in the same way. I kind of have to laugh because of how they clearly don't know what they're doing, and a lot of them look very uncomfortable, and I reflect upon that and say, oh yeah, oh that was you. Super embarrassing, super awkward. Yeah, it was a mess. Yeah, so that was my very first partying experience. I don't think it was like as crazy as you guys probably thought it was gonna be. It wasn't like that fantastic, but I have to laugh at myself sometimes. So I will be doing a video in the future, probably the near future, about partying in college and some tips and tricks to not get yourself arrested and things like that. But I didn't want to make it today. I think it's going to be a little too lengthy, and I want to plan it out a little bit more, so I thought that this would be a good starter with like a college party series. But again, I don't condone underage drinking. Please like be responsible and don't be dumb like me. Don't drink some random girl's vodka that she just hands you and is like, drink this. That's how you get roofied. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really happy with the positive responses I get from videos, and I'm glad that you guys are watching consistently. I'm trying to be consistent, and I'm having a lot of fun with this. Remember to click the subscribe button. Remember to like and comment on all of my crap. I get a lot of self-esteem from that, and it makes me feel warm and fuzzy to know that you guys like what you're watching. Thank you, and I will see you all soon. I don't know when, but soon. Mwah.